I didn't think I would film a Sunday video. I know most of you are probably wearing your pajamas already on the East Coast. But anyways, development. You know how we roll on the train. We bring you the news and the data as it comes in. So here we go. All right. I was talking with Builder Bob in the chat. So here's the thing. US 500 closed here on Friday. Then we sold off. I already showed you what QQQ did after that. It went all the way back up. All right, which is not reflected in this price. We gapped down. Bears were all over Twitter creaming their bear mittens. And then we closed the gap. We did that move, and now we're hanging out here. Now, any one of you who've watched anything at all, meaning HSI, knows that we should be following it. And we are very, very, very hardcore being suppressed right now because HSI is freaking flying. It's up 1.63. Now, that's on the heels of Joe making it through his presser today, where he, was fumbling between 40 billion and 400 billion, and who knows. But it was. I watched it. He had me on the edge of my couch or sofa. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to make it through. Okay, he said the most important thing for us on the train that he said was that he's sending F-16s to the Ukraine, and they've said they're not going to fly into Russia, and it's all on them. Okay, that's the first time they mentioned F-16s. So you already know I'm in some LMT. Why wouldn't I be with shit going down over there in the proxy war? But they've now come out and said, more cities completely destroyed, because there needs to be a war on the expense of innocent civilians. LMT number 2 watch this week. Number 3 being Costco, and I'll get to number 1 right now. NVIDIA. You won't find this on the 5-minute, 10-minute, 50-minute, 1-hour chart, even on the daily chart or the weekly chart. You will only find this on the 4-hour chart. And I remembered that there's a gap. And I found that you can see it on the 4-hour chart. This will be undoubtedly the most crowded bear trade this week. Now, this pulls back or not, who cares? Do you think with the knowledge that you now have of how crooked earnings are, I mean, look at Apple. How did that play out, right? Do you think that they're going to let NVIDIA fall? So if it falls, the market falls, and then we're going to get a big inverted head and shoulders. And it's going to come down to here before it. So a good way to play this would be a straddle, in my opinion, because last time we did 1,000%. Some of you took the trade with me. I just have if you take away all the news, all the debt ceiling thing, all these charts are super bullish if you're just looking on the chart, right? And I showed you in my last video the 89 weekly MA close above and all this good stuff. All right. So Doug's gonna keep us on the VIX. Thanks, Doug. Oil is here on the bottom, but the chart, the indicators look good. We need a refinery fire ASAP. Dixie closed here on Friday, is now down here. Okay, the 10-year yield we will see at open. I would think it keeps rising. I really do. The setup looks that way. Now, QQQ and SPY on watch. Obviously, Meta, NVIDIA, Costco. I love playing Dix, the company, around earnings. I know nothing about Dix. All I know is I've been writing Dix post earnings every freaking time for as long as I can remember, and it's always worked out. So we'll keep that on watch too. Tomorrow we got Zoom. Tuesday morning lows, Dix. Then we got NVIDIA. Now, if we pull back, so listen, if you're holding any calls and we gap up sell them. Okay, get out. We're gonna catch the move this week. 95% of traders are gonna chicken out, or they're gonna fondue the whole move. We're gonna catch it. All right. So, because we'll be glued to this, we're gonna catch it. Costco is very interesting. It's under 500 again. Let me pull it up here real quick. Costco. Let's see. All right, so it's coiling. I want this gap. This is the gap I want, because we rejected that gap back in April, right? I want this gap. And if you look at this big picture, look at this. It is ready to close a gap, and I doubt it's going to be 456. Now, if it again, Costco, we played the day after. So this is our Friday play. Someone remind me, Costco, Friday. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, let's see. Right now, HSI is flying. I mean, imagine 1.6. That's a trend day. But you got to keep in mind here, that's a trend day in an hour. So this can all sell off, or they can go higher. I mean, Joe was kind of stern on China. That's a trend day on SPY. If SPY goes 1.5%, like it does here, all our calls would be at like 1,200% right now. So like, you keep that in mind. The fact that US 500 is holding here is interesting. Now, why is that? That's because if Joe gets what he wants in the deal, market tanks. If Kev gets what he wants in the deal, market tanks. If they can keep flirting with the market, market goes higher. What does this deal need to be for it not to be a completely sell the news type of event? It needs to be a well-crafted compromise. Now, we got Janet Yellen speaking on Wednesday. You won't have it on the calendar, but you have Bullard. I went over all this. Wednesday is a huge day, because if Janet Yellen comes out, okay, and we don't have a deal by Wednesday, and we're not going to be in any calls on Wednesday if that happens. If Janet Yellen comes out and we don't have a deal, she is going to be sounding the alarm. And what is the least likely trade you can then take? That would be NVIDIA calls. So let's see, because that's how the market works. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, if I still have it here. No, I posted it in the chat. It's that NAMO chart. Still has room to go a little bit higher before a pullback. So hope this was informative for you, and I'll see you at dawn.